Hey, need some Madden coins? Check out cheapmaddencoins.com. They got the best prices, they got fast delivery, and 24/7 custom support. Be sure to use code Texas at checkout for a 10% discount. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Texas, and I'm about to hop on that Super Bowl wave. Today is going to be a prediction-heavy day. We got the Super Bowl predictions, we got the Team of the Year offense predictions, as well as defensive predictions. So sit back, relax, get some popcorn, because it's about to be on and popping. Now, before I get into this, I'm going to be in San Antonio next week. So if you guys live out in San Antonio or live near the Harvey B Convention Center, come say what's up to me, man. I'm going to be at PAX South. I'm going to go out, have some fun. If you guys know some spots, recommend some down in the comment section below. Like, I want some food spots. I want some fun spots. I want some, some miscellaneous spots that you go to that your girl don't know about, stuff like that. So go ahead and suggest down in the comment section below. All right, let's go ahead and get into this Super Bowl prediction video, which I'm sure is going to elicit a ton of hate because I'm going to basically poop on two teams. And a lot of the fan base from those two teams are going to get mad at me. And so let's go ahead and get right into it. So we got the wild card games right now. We got the Buffalo Bills, Jaguars, got the Titans versus the Chiefs, got the Falcons versus the Rams, and the Panthers versus the Saints. Now, I really wanted the Saints to beat the Buccaneers, so that way the Panthers ended up playing the Rams, because a lot of things had to happen, but since the Vikings won, there's no way the Panthers could get the 2 seed unless everybody lost, and so that knocked the Panthers' hopes out of getting the first round bye completely out of the picture. And then if the Saints would have beat the Buccaneers, Panthers lose to the Falcons, it would have been the Saints taking the 3 seed, taking on the Falcons, and the Panthers taking on the Rams at 4 and 5. I would have much rather have had the Panthers go up against the Los Angeles Rams, because I'm not a fan of Jared Goff as a quarterback right now. He's fine. Todd Gurley's a beast. But the Panthers can stop the run if they can stop the passing attack. And I feel like they would have did a good job against Jared Goff. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. And so now the Panthers take on the Saints, which we're starting at right now. So obviously, me being a Panther fan, for those that don't know, I want to choose my team. But I'd be a dummy to choose the Panthers team. For one, they are a flawed offense. Their whole offense relies upon Cam Newton, which in 2015, that was a good idea, man. Get the ball to Cam, watch him go to work, and that's why he won the MVP. This year, that's not a good thing. Defense is still gangbusters, but offensively, like, you look at the team. Cam, obviously the quarterback, 22 touchdowns, a lot of interceptions. He leads the team in rushing, and then the leading receiver and reception-wise is a running back in Christian McCaffrey. The offense is really, really bad. It's probably one of the worst offenses I've seen. It's kind of weird, too, because they'll struggle against teams they shouldn't beat, i.e. the Bears, i.e. the Falcons. But then they'll beat teams they probably shouldn't. Minnesota Vikings was a great example of that, where they went out there and just dissected that defense, and they won that game. I want to say pretty easy, but they won that game easier than I thought they were going to. But the Saints are a whole different option. Ingram and Kamara running attack is amazing. And I don't even know how to explain this. Like, Kamara found third or fourth round, and that guy's amazing. Mark Ingram still out here running hard. Drew Brees is still Drew Brees, and this year he saved his arm for the right time, the playoffs. And that defense, the one guy they picked up in Marshawn Lattimore, that changed them completely, man. That is an amazing draft they had this year, which is the main reason why I'm going to propel them a bit above the Panthers in the wild card round. The Saints defense against the Panthers whack offense is not going to be a challenge at all for the Saints defense. And the one thing the Panthers cannot do is really get pressure outside of the K'Wan Short and Julius Peppers. And if they can't get pressure, they don't got that many good cornerbacks. The cornerbacks are going to get dissected. So this is going to be a blowout, man. I predict a huge, I predict 42 to 7, 42 to 10. It's not going to be close. And I hope it's close as a fan, because I want to watch this game and have some fun. I don't want to go into this game and it be over in the first quarter, but it's going to be bad, man. The Panthers do not need to be in the playoffs right now. It's a miracle that they are. They can definitely still win. I feel like whoever comes out of this spot can definitely go to the Super Bowl, but I'm picking the Saints just based off of that defense being much better than the Panthers offense, having a Defensive Player of the Year candidate in Marshawn Lattimore, and then offensively having Rookie of the Year in that Alvin Kamara. So Saints over the Panthers. Moving on to the next team, we got the Rams versus the Falcons. And this one, it's tough because I want to pick the Rams, mostly because that offense is amazing. And the Falcons defense, even though they're great in pass coverage, like they have really good cornerback, safeties. That Keanu Neal guy, I don't know where he came from, but he's balling out of control. Their linebacking core is fantastic. Like, they're really good in coverage. That Deion Jones had a lot of tackles. Plus, I think he led the league in picks for linebackers at 3. So he's been killing it. And it's like a weird matchup because the Rams' biggest strength is the Falcons' biggest weakness. The Falcons are built mostly to stop the pass, whereas the Rams are built to run the damn ball. And then vice versa. The Rams defense, outside of Aaron Donald, is pretty bad. Outside of the one guy we know is probably the best player potentially in the league, they are pretty mediocre. And the Falcons offense has that ability, has that like firepower to be able to put up like 40 points easily. Julio Jones out there, Taylor Gabriel, the good running game they got in Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman. Like, they have a chance to definitely go score for score here. So I predict this game to be kind of high scoring, like 35 to like 38. Like, it's probably going to end somewhere in that because both these defenses are not equipped to stop each other's offenses. And even though I trust Matt Ryan more than I trust Jared Goff, I have to pick the Rams. And that's just because their offensive line is really good. Whitworth guy, like, oh my, I don't know if you guys watched the Rams a lot this year. I know they play on the West Coast a lot, and a lot of you guys may not be watching them other than Mike Mack. But, they have these one lineman screens where they just throw Whitworth out there in space by himself, and Gurley just follows him. It's the most absurd thing I have ever seen. A lineman running down the field, lead blocking, nobody wants to get in his way. The dude's like 35 years old, and he's still so good. So I gotta go with Sean McVay and his newfound amazing offense. So the division round shapes up as the Saints versus the Eagles, and then the Rams versus the Vikings. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some hate from Panther fans and some hate from Falcon fans. So let's go ahead and move on to the AFC and get some hate from the two teams I'm about to destroy over here, which is not their fault, but it is their fault. And that's going to be the Bills versus the Jaguars, right? So this is a weird game, right? Because I want to pick the Bills because I do not trust Blake Bortles. But I can't do that. Like, I can't in good conscience do that. Because if you guys look at the point differential that the Bills have had this season, the Bills have been outscored by 57 points. Now, I think a lot of those points came in those 3 games where they got blown out by the Rams. No, not the Rams. It was the Saints. And then they got blown out because Peterman threw 5 picks against the Chargers. And that next game was bad as well. And the Jacksonville Jaguars have 149 plus positive point differential. They're outscoring everybody this season. Somehow they're 10-6, which is kind of amazing. And so, in good conscience, I cannot pick the Buffalo Bills, even though I think the Buffalo Bills have a better quarterback than Jacksonville Jaguars do, which is not saying much. Blake Bortles is probably, the 70th best quarterback in the league. The Jags defense is going to be way too much for this Buffalo Bills offensive line, and I doubt we see them be able to run the ball effectively. If they can't run the ball with LaShawn McCoy, it's going to be a wrap. So Jacksonville Jaguars is going to win that game. And another team that has been outscored this season, Tennessee Titans, who I cannot pick to beat the Chiefs. Even though I don't trust Alex Smith, the Titans have been outscored by 22 points this season. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are at 76 positive. So I got to go ahead and pick the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't feel comfortable with that pick because I never want to bet on Alex Smith. I never want to bet on Alex Smith, especially as of lately. I don't know what happened the first 4 games of the season when he's MVP candidate, but he's reverted back to being Alex Smith, which is to be expected. But we'll see if he has an extra notch to plus. Maybe he starts being more reckless and starts throwing the ball down the field, but he doesn't really take risk as much as you would like him to. But I don't think the Titans are going to be able to do anything against that Kansas City misdirection. Titans have a solid defensive line, I would say, but they don't really have the linebackers to maybe counteract some of these misdirection plays the Chiefs like the run. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs on that. And so the matchup in the division round will be the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Steelers. Both rematches, and we'll see how the outcome goes when these two teams face off. Sticking over in the AFC, starting with the first matchup, Patriots versus Chiefs. And yo, ESPN, man, y'all just gotta leave the Patriots alone, man. Like, y'all been picking on them for a while. You got Deflategate, you got Spygate. I mean, that was warranted. You got a lot of other stuff that they did. And they put a report out recently saying that, like, this might be the end of an era with Belichick, Kraft, and Brady, which all apparently happens to be lies. Like, even the Patriots organization put out a statement saying, yo, not true. So, yeah, that's it's kind of embarrassing. That's kind of embarrassing. And so that's going to be kind of fun. So we'll see how this game goes. So this game is going to be in New England. And right now, I believe there's a blizzard in New England. And what do you know? New England does not play in a dome. Even though Kansas does play outside in the cold, in the elements, I got to give the advantage to the Patriots, especially since I'm done betting against Tom Brady. Like, I'm never in my life going to bet against Tom Brady ever again. If you bet against Tom Brady, you would have been right twice, lost 5 times. Like, you can't do it no more, man. Like, at this point, he's good money. You just got to bet on Tom Brady until he loses, and then it just happens that way. And so I got to pick him, even though the Chiefs did handle them well in the beginning of the season, especially because I think the Patriots were injured. I think Dr. Hightower's out, and they had a lot of their other players that were kind of figuring their roles out. The Patriots defense should be better, even though I don't think they're as good as everybody's saying that they have become. The Chiefs can still probably put points up on them, but I'm done betting against Tom Brady. I need to see Tom Brady lose before I'm like, you know what? He's done. Nah, he's 40 years old, still throwing the ball. Brandon Cooks is out here balling. Gronkowski's the best tight end I've ever seen, man. Like, I don't even know why the Patriots just don't throw the ball to Gronkowski every single play. Like, nobody can guard him. He's really good at run blocking, and he's really good at catching and getting touchdowns. Like, it's ridiculous. So I got to go with the Patriots. The Chiefs possibly could win this game, but it would require Alex Smith out-dueling Tom Brady in the playoffs. And I doubt that happens, bro. I doubt that happens. If that happens, man, like, yo, that'd be kind of amazing to see. So we're going to go to the Patriots right here. And let's go back to the NFC to keep some suspense in this. We got Eagles versus the Saints. And this one should be easy. It is easy. I don't think that Nick Foles is going to lead this Eagles team to a Super Bowl. Carson Wentz, maybe. Nick Foles, no. Reason why I say that, I've been telling CK this for a while. If Nick Foles was a capable starter, there's no way the Eagles draft Carson Wentz. If you got a capable starter on a cheap contract that is fine for your team, you don't trade up for Carson Wentz. And I know Nick Foles wasn't there before, but he was available. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Nick Foles is the answer to their Eagles Super Bowl woes. So I'm gonna go with the Saints because Nick Foles is a fun guy to watch. Like, he's like Napoleon Dynamite in the pocket. It's ridiculous. Like, I saw a play where Nick Foles dropped the snap, picked it up, looked down the field, had time in the pocket, ran into pressure, threw the ball away. I'm like, yo, like, what's going on here? So I got to go with the experience here in Drew Brees versus the Nick Foles quarterback matchup. You know, the Eagles defense is monstrous. That front four, I will give it to the front seven, but that, what's his face got hurt, Jordan Hicks. But, yo, Bradham's great. Kendricks is great. Yeah, front seven is great, actually. But the front four especially is amazing. It's one of those teams that don't got the blitz to get pressure. Fletcher Cox destroys linemen. Chris Long has been a pleasant surprise this year. And I feel like this is going to be one of these matchups where it comes down to the quarterback play. And I trust Drew Brees a lot more than I trust Nick Foles. So that's another one of these things that comes down just like not really anything I say negative about both these teams. Just comes down to one guy I trust more than the other. And it's one of these trusts where I see him do it more, but I don't think anybody can trust Nick Foles. I don't even think Nick Foles trusts Nick Foles. I'm just saying that right now. So I'll go with the Saints right there. Moving back over to the AFC, we got the matchup that I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are dreading. Hopefully AB is back for this game. I haven't read any injury reports. Antonio Brown injury update. The Steelers are optimistic he will return. So he has a week to get off that walking boot that he's in right now and make it back for this game. I hope that happens, because if that does not happen, this game just got a lot tougher for Big Ben. Now, while Juju and Martavis are great complementary receivers, I don't believe they're number ones. And without Antonio Brown out there taking Jalen Ramsey or taking A.J. Bouye, it doesn't really lead the other two guys opportunities to get open. Like, over the middle or underneath the coverages, and that is going to be something I do not want to watch. Big Ben with Antonio Brown the last time they played was awful. 5 picks, not great at all. Some of the Warriors' fault, but was awful. And I don't want to see him play without Antonio Brown. Le'Veon Bell especially, because I feel like what they'll do is just run him. And this might be one of those games where it's just all about field position. Like limit the turnovers. And let me go and phrase that again. If Brown doesn't play, this is going to be one of those games where Pittsburgh is trying to control the field position. So that way they can set up for field goals and set up their offense closer so they can score and try to keep Blake Bortles back. Because the way to win this game is to make Blake Bortles beat you. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to be able to. The only way the Jaguars win this game is if Big Ben or the Pittsburgh team fumbles the ball or turns it over in some way a lot. Because I don't think they can win even without Antonio Brown playing, but it's not going to be a pretty game. I doubt this gets like high scoring. We did see Jimmy Garoppolo light up the Jacksonville defense, with a bunch of guys you don't even heard of. So it's possible this might not go the way I think it is, but I feel like they're going to try to force Blake Bortles to beat them and not beat themselves, and it might be one of those 17 to 14 games. And I don't want to watch that. And it's gonna be in Pittsburgh. It may be cold. I don't want to watch that game. Please, Antonio Brown, come back, make it entertaining, please. So hopefully he gets off that boot, plays in this game, and the Pittsburgh goes on to beat Jacksonville. Now, who's going to be taking on the Saints right now? The Rams or the Vikings? This is simple. Got to go with the Vikings. The Vikings defense is probably the best defense in the NFC. Jags, I'd probably say best defense in the NFL, but in the NFC, the Vikings defense has all the things you want. Like if you're picking a Madden team right now that was not worried about 91 zone, worried about getting to the quarterback, worried about great linebackers and coverage and stopping the run, and good safeties and cornerbacks. The Vikings defense has everybody. Harrison Smith, the Sendejo guy, great tackler. He does what he needs to do, and he's a great complementary player to that defense. Xavier Rhodes is locked down. Anthony Barr, who might be their best pass rusher, drops back into coverage. Like, that team is crazy. And I don't think this Rams team has what it takes in order to be able to knock the Vikings off. I think to beat the Vikings, you're going to need to have a quarterback and an offense that can pick apart that defense systematically. You're going to need an offensive line to hold off that pass rush that the Minnesota Vikings have. And while I believe the Rams do, I don't think they can sustain that the entire game. And we did see when they played in the regular season where the Rams scored easy on the first drive, and after that, they did not a damn thing. And so I think the Minnesota Vikings are well equipped to take out the Rams pretty easily. The only factor here is Case Keenum. Case Keenum's the wild card. Again, another quarterback that we don't have any idea what he's going to do. Case Keenum, we all know he's not that great. We all know that he's not that bad. He's kind of average. And this team has all the players around it to be great. That offensive line got much improved when it was last year. They got a run game this year with McKinnon, and they also got one with Latavius Murray. Their receiving core might be the best in the league with Thielen and Stefon Diggs. Like, they got all the pieces. The only guy that is a wild card is a quarterback because he can easily lose him this game. If you guys watched that Redskins game they played, he threw a lot of picks that got dropped. Just right to defenders and almost got the Redskins back in that game. That Panther game, a lot of bad plays by him. So the defense is going to do what it needs to do. Just hopefully the offense can play complementary football and keep them in scoring position and not turn the ball over. So I'm going to go with the Vikings here just based off of that. And now we got the matchups we want to see. Saints, Vikings, Steelers, Patriots. NFC, this one is so tough, man. I'm not too sure who's going to win this game. Like, I'm not too sure at all. I just know this might be a damn good game. Now, my prediction for the conference champion winner pains me to say it comes out of the NFC South, the New Orleans Saints. And the reason why I'm picking them is because this is another case of me not trusting the quarterback matchup. I believe Drew Brees can dissect the Vikings defense. I don't think Case Keenum can dissect the Saints defense. And so I'm choosing him based off of both these defenses are great. One's better than the other, obviously. Both these defenses get pressure. Who's going to react better to it? And I think it's going to be the more experienced veteran quarterback in Drew Brees. I could be partaking in confirmation bias, and I probably am. But that's my pick. So I got the Saints in the Super Bowl this year. represent the NFC South, and represent New Orleans. So sorry to all the other people over here. And if you guys are mad at me, let me know down in the comment section below. Man, I'll go and hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about what you guys think might happen. Now, in the AFC, this one's easy. It's the Patriots. I can't pick against them anymore. I'm done. I told you before. I'm done picking against them. And the Steelers, I'm good. Like, they got Bell, Brown, Big Ben. They got a good offensive line, maybe even great. Defense is amazing. Hayward has been fantastic for them. Even though Shazier's out, that would have been a huge help to them. But they just have a lot more talent, and then they just cannot beat this team. They cannot beat the Patriots. They have nobody that can guard Gronkowski. They got nobody that can stop Tom Brady. And like, all right, gotta go with the Patriots. So we got the Patriots versus the New Orleans Saints in the Super Bowl. I got the Patriots winning the Super Bowl. Surprise, surprise. I could have trolled completely and just had them losing against the Chiefs, but I can't do that, man. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. So, Patriots, congratulations on your 2018 Super Bowl trophy. Post down in the comment section below your guys' thoughts and opinions about what you guys think might happen in this year's playoffs. Patriots are my champions. Who's yours? It's me, boy Texas. Go easy on me, or don't. Do what you want to do, man. Get angry. Call me an idiot that don't know much about anybody's football team, because that's how that happens. I don't get it, man. Like, if I said your team is going to win, oh my God, I'm a genius. Oh, you're the greatest. You know a lot about football. But because I said they going to lose, I'm a moron. How does that work? Why, if I agree with you, I am a smart genius. If I disagree with you, I'm a moron. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But you fans are irrational, and I guess that's how it works. I guess I don't got to like it or make it make sense. I just have to deal with it. It's me, boy Texas, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.